I hope my video finds you all well and vibrant, and looking forward to a great day and a great week. Today I'll be talking to you about purchasing organic fruits and vegetables, and I'll give you the top 12 of the most heavily sprayed fruits and vegetables that you should avoid purchasing if it's not organic. And we'll also look at how to read labels. So if you're following, say, the 80-10-10 diet, which is basically just fruit and green leafy vegetables, but if you like to use that concept in maybe the starch diet or the whole food plant-based diet, you can still use that ratio because the fat is the right amount. So to get your 80% carb, 10% protein and 10% fat, it's very handy to know how to read labels, so you can sort of keep in that ballpark and try and keep up with that ratio. So let's get started.
Come on in.
Well, what's the name of the store and where are we?
We're at the Organic and Natural store at the Leap.
Beautiful Mackay.
Best little organic shop on the planet. Beautiful Mackay.
This is my date stash. Dates, as it said, they're perfect treat. These just taste like caramel lollies. They're just beautiful. So I've got to open it from this side. Got a little paper in there. See, we've already devoured half of them. So you can have take a big box of these to work with you. Well, not a box, a container full of dates, and just chomp on them. That could be your lunch. You can make the Datorade, or you can just eat them whole. They're like a chewy caramel lolly. They're absolutely to die for. So get into your dates. Great food, especially on the 80-10-10 and the raw vegan high carb lifestyle. It just got really cold here in tropical Mackay. So it does get cold in this part of the world. Anyway, the top 12 most sprayed fruits and vegetables. Okay, so here we go. It's like peaches, apples, strawberries. Strawberries are very heavily sprayed. Grapes, cherries. Oh, I love cherries. But if you can get some really nice organic cherries, they're to die for. Things like nectarines, pears, raspberries, capsicums, celery. You've got your mixed salad leaves. I wouldn't trust the ones in the supermarket. I always make sure that my leafy greens come from an organic source. Potatoes. Oh, I love going in the organic shop and seeing the potatoes with the dirt on them. Oh, I just want to eat them up right there and then. I don't know what it is about dirt on the potatoes, but it really gets me. Tomatoes is the other one. Some of those that aren't too heavily sprayed are normally things that have got maybe the thick skins, like a banana or your mangoes, avocados, things like that. If you can source your fruits and vegetables from an organic source, I highly recommend that you do so for your health's sake. Because it's not just about the pesticides on the fruit. You can wash a certain amount of pesticides off, but when you're washing your fruit and vegetables, then you just remember you're washing them in chlorine and fluoride, and some vegetables can actually absorb that as well. So there you go. And it's about the soils that they're grown in. So these monocrops and all the crops that have grown on a mass scale, a lot of the soils are depleted. So at least with the organic vegetables, you've got more minerals in the soil that's going to be absorbed by that plant, because you are what you eat. And it's also to do with other things too, like is the farmer a nice person? The guy that drove the groceries to the store, was he in a good mood that day? It all impacts the fruits and vegetables, because fruits and vegetables are just energy. We are just energy, and we absorb the energy from the fruits and vegetables, and it becomes our energy. So you want the best energy you can possibly get. So the best source would be the organics, and even before that, a better source would be if you grow it yourself. Backyard oranges, backyard fruits, they're the best. So let's get on to food labels. Okay, I recommend that we purchase goods that are in the ratio of 80-10-10. Even if you're not doing the 80-10-10 diet, if you're on a high carb vegan diet, the ratio of 80-10-10 is what you should be aiming for. So what we've got 80% carbs, 10% protein, and 10% fat. Yes, 10% protein is more than enough. We get protein from everything. Even the air we breathe is protein. So there's not many people around that have a protein deficiency. So 10% protein is a very good benchmark to look for. What you find on labels is that the fat and the carbohydrate and the sugars, etc., are all always registered as grams, and the energy of the food is registered as calories. Bearing this in mind, when you see a gram which is quite low, this gives you a false sense of security when purchasing goods. So with carbohydrates, a gram, so 1 gram of carbohydrate equals 4 calories. So for every gram of carbohydrate in the food, you have to multiply by 4 to get the calories. Protein is exactly the same as carbs. So we've got 1 gram equals 4 calories. Now this is also very standard. There are quite a few variables, but it gives you a good base to base your purchasing decisions on. Fat, on the other hand, 1 gram equals 9 calories. So what that boils down to is if you had a 100-calorie snack and it had 2 grams of fat in it, that means that you have 2 by 9, which is 18 calories in that product. So out of 100 calories, 18 calories are fat. Percentage, you divide the small calories by the high calories, which is the 18 calories divided by 100 calories, gives you 18%. So a product with 100 calories with 2 grams of fat means that 18% of that product is fat. Okay, today I'm going to do 2 labels for you. We're going to look at low-fat milk, which isn't low-fat at all. It's very misleading, the advertising. And the second one is some healthy choice chips from the supermarket. Both of these products have fat in them and are not ideal for your diet. So let's look at the light milk. And we'll show you how misleading advertising really is. So what we have with this milk is 118 calories per serve. So we'll just do it as per serve. Protein as 9 grams. Fat is 3.5 grams. And your carbs is 13 grams. So what we do is we multiply the protein by 4, the fat by 9, the carbs by 4. So the protein is equal to 36 calories. The fat is 31.5 calories, and the carbohydrate is 52 calories. So you can see there already that 31.5 calories is just in fat. And if you add those together, they normally come in close around the 100 mark. This one's a little bit over, but that's fine. Okay, then what we do with those calories is we divide them by the total calories, which is 118. So for your protein, you divide 36 by 118, and you get, it's about 30.5% protein. With the fat, you divide 31.5 calories by 118, and you get 26.7%. And the carbohydrate, you divide 52 by 118, and you get 44 neat will do. So in that one serving of milk, you have 30% or a third of that is protein, 26% of it is fat, and 44% is carbohydrate. And when they advertise, they normally say milk's only got 3.5 grams of fat, but that's actually very close to a third. But that's very close to being a third of the product in fat. Okay, let's look at the chips. Okay, so 124 calories per serve. We have protein of 2.5 grams. We have carbohydrate 20.8 grams, and we have fat of 2.9 grams. Okay, so again, we multiply the protein by 4, the carbs by 4, and the fat by 9. Okay, so the protein is 10 calories. The carbohydrate is 83.2 calories. And the fat is 26.1 calories. And if you add them up again, they get close to the 124 calories, although there are variables with the way the industry calculates these things on the labels. So what we need to do for the protein is you divide your 10 calories by 124. So you get is it's 8% protein. Your carbs, so you divide 83, say, divided by 124. So you've got about 67% carbohydrate. And then with the fat is 26 divided by 124 is 21%. So that's getting a little bit closer to the 80-10-10. The protein's just about right, 8% protein. That's a good mark. Carbohydrate should be closer to 80%, and the fat should be down a bit to 10%. But if you've had a day free of fat, and you add this maybe in one of the meals, you'll probably end up with 10% fat for that particular day. So they're not a bad choice, even though they are manufactured. And when we look at that, the chips are much better for you than the milk, the light milk. The light milk has more fat in it. And if we look at the saturated fat on the packet of chips, that comes in at 0.6 grams saturated fat for the chips. And we go back to the milk, it's 2.3 grams of saturated fat. So next time you have your oven chips, make sure they're the healthy choice ones and that they're low in fat. You do yourself a much better favour having the chips than a glass of light milk. Organic, please excuse my little cold sore. Can't do much about it.